Good morning, everybody. It's about just before 7 a.m. Good night's sleep. Well, we got most of the work done yesterday that we wanted to. So today it's basically just pack up the truck with what wants to go home, what little mess I made since I've been here. I got a pot of coffee on right now. I'm going to make some pancakes for breakfast. I'm going to see if I can get the lawnmower running a little bit better. I can get the weed whacker going. I'm going to clean up camp a little bit around here. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning. It's Kentucky Derby Day. I tend to be up here for the Derby all the time. It's usually when I open up. It's what I'm doing again. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I just heard it on the news this morning and it's Kentucky Derby Day. That means I want to get myself cleaned up, packed up, and back home and go get myself a mint julep and watch the horse race later. Sounds good to me. Alright, everybody, ready to start making breakfast. We're going to make some pancakes. Natural maple syrup from local producers. I'm going to use my non-stick frying pan. Try to keep the mess down. Got my coffee brewing in the French press. We should be all set. Let's see if I got the right amount of water in there. Looks a little thick. I think we'll thin it out just a little. That looks much better. Looks like the coffee is a boiling. You can shut that off. Pan looks hot. Yes, it is. Let's make a pancake. The trail is a bit off level. After the winter, the curbside tire is a little bit low. So you can see the way the pancake is dripping towards the curbside. We are a little unlevel. I'm going to break out my tire inflator and fill that up. Looks like the pancakes are cooking fast. One thing about this stove, it doesn't have a great low. It's ready to turn. Beautiful. Nice looking pancake. Number 2. Alright. That's a cup of coffee. Good morning. Okay, just spent a little bit of time going through the supply box. Some stuff that's been in here just a little too long. Time to bring it home. Basically, some emergency meals, just in case someone gets stuck here. A couple canned food items, utensils. This is garbage. This is going to be going home. It's time to clean up the cabin. A little bit of spring cleaning always feels good. It's not a bad day at all up here. It's going to be in the mid-50s. Pretty comfortable. Okay, the lantern is going to go home. Oh, I just got to bag all of this stuff up. The trailer is all cleaned up. I put away the bedding. This is just a dust cover. I'm going to be replacing that. It's been on there a couple of seasons. All horizontal surfaces got wiped down with disinfecting wipes. Good stuff. Really does a nice job on the little bits of mold and mildew around the windows and such. Let me show you a spot where I haven't gotten. Yeah, look, right by where the Lysol wipes are.
mold and mildew just a little right by the window where the moisture comes in. We are in a super moist climate here. And just a regular disinfecting wipe. Not a lot of effort, just wipe down. You never get all of this. It's an ongoing battle. It's always moist here, so you always have to be cleaning, or else you won't have a camp for very long. And just by doing a little bit here, a little bit there, it keeps it down. Not too bad. Everything else looks good. That's much better anyway. Here by the door. It's just life growing in a moist climate all around the windows. Just keep it from getting out of control. Once we get through the spring, things will start to dry out. I leave it here with a coating of disinfecting spray on everything and just let it sit. Helps to keep things under control. Cabin is all cleaned and ready to go. Trailer is looking good. We got about 3/4 of a charge on the battery. I don't think it's gonna last. I'm gonna have to get a replacement for it. I have to keep my eye out. Alright, it's 10:37 in the morning. I wanted to be out of here by noon, so I am ahead of schedule. I haven't done as much cutting as I'd like to do on the lawn, but that's okay. That's what the next trip is for. We did what we came here to do. The cabin's clean. The trailer is nice and clean. We have to get home, Mother's Day weekend and all. So I'm going to start packing up everything that needs to go. Get on the road, get back to the island. There's going to be traffic today because of Mother's Day weekend. It is Saturday, so yeah, I got to expect at least an extra hour. So it's about 4 hours-ish back to home. So it'll probably take me at least 5. So if I leave at noon, I'm home for dinner. Just going to pack these last few items and we're on our way. It pinched my blade. Okay, that's one cut. Now we're gonna do one down there. Alrighty, we have a path. It's a hump, but we got it. We really didn't get down here for much on this trip, but that's okay. Just figured I'd show you my solar setup here for recharging batteries. The girls got it for me for Christmas. It's a nice little item. It's also got a flashlight built into it, I believe. Pretty cool item. I got all my batteries over here waiting to be charged. I've done my cleanup on the RV and on the cabin. I did a little bit of work with the lawnmower and weed whacker. Cut a hole through the downed tree that's over by the bushcraft camp. Got an easy walk in. I don't have to climb over trees. I call that a successful mission. I could have gotten more done. I did a little bit of relaxing. You see I've got my chair set up there and table. Had a nice cup of coffee. Very relaxing to just sit here. I was watching some eagles flying around up in the sky. It's overcast but bright. High ceiling. They're not calling for any rain, but you never know in the Catskills. It's 20 minutes to 11. I just have to pack up a few more items and we're going to hit the road. I've got all my chores that I'm going to get done. The inside of the trailer and the cabin are nice and clean. All the horizontal surfaces have been wiped down with disinfectant. I went through my supplies, got rid of spoiled items, and packed up all the camping equipment that I left here during our winter camps, and I have that all packed into the Highlander. I just have to squeeze in the generator, the cooler, empty diesel can, my saws. That's all the big stuff.
And of course, the garbage bags that I came up here to retrieve. Thank you everybody for spending your time here with me today at the RV camp. It's just some spring cleaning, but it needs to be done. I don't mind doing some spring cleaning up here. It's beautiful in the woods. Had a wonderful overnight. It got a bit chilly. I made the decision to leave the rear window open for fresh air, so I woke up a little chilly, but I don't mind. My wool blanket keeps me very warm. I did have the oven on for a little while. I cooked some food last night, made a cup of coffee. Very comfortable. So everything is ready to start the season. The next step would be opening up the trailer as far as the water system goes, filling up the fresh water tank, getting the pump up and running. It looks like I'm gonna need a new battery. It only took about a half a charge, about 60 some odd % charge, which that's a good indicator that something's wrong and the battery's probably bad. We've got 2 fresh tanks of propane on the Airstream. I have an extra in storage. I've got one on the stove in the cabin, and I've got one on the LP grill right here. So we've got plenty of fuel. I have 2.5 gallons of fresh gasoline, and behind it in the smaller one is the mixed gas for the 2-cycle. I should have plenty of starting fluid. If it wasn't Mother's Day weekend, I would stay another night and get some more done, but I have to be home. Okay, very last thing before we go is I'd like to leave myself set up for my next trip. I'm gonna get the potty bucket set up. It's basically just a 5-gallon bucket and a potty seat. It's a great thing. I don't like to use the black tank here. It's just me. I don't need to have a big tank full of sewage water. What the heck would I do with it? So I use what would be considered a composting system here. If I wanted to truly compost, I wouldn't use the plastic bag, and I would have a compost heap here to empty into. What I do is I carry in, carry out. Everything goes in here, and then I bring it with me on my way out. Now, to keep things, clean, I've got this super absorbent you get from the auto parts store. Sometimes it's like a kitty litter. This is like a sawdust. Put a couple of handfuls in the bottom. That's just to catch any liquids that gets down there, and it'll keep it all in one spot, safe and sound. Just a couple of fistfuls. The bulk of the matter that's going to go in there is peat moss. Dry peat moss. Keep a bucket of that real close by. I'm going to put 3 red Solo cups full of peat moss. Now we're ready to go. This goes right inside. I keep it in the bathroom of the Airstream. The trick to this is to keep separated the liquids and solids. So you want to do number 1 outside and save number 2 for here. Now, we all know that inevitably a little bit of liquid comes out when you go to the bathroom, so that's what the super absorber is all about. It's to catch that and keep it separated from the other waste. When it's all dried out and absorbed up in the matter of the peat moss, there's no odor whatsoever. It's very sanitary. You just pick up the bag when you're done at the end of the trip, and you could use this for a couple of days. You could fill it up. If you're going away for a week, you'd only use 1 bag. But when you're done, you lift out the bag, fold it up, take it home in the bottom of the bucket. So if you're taking this camping out in the woods somewhere or campground and you don't want to use the public facilities, this is a good option. At the end of the trip, you tie this up, put it in the bottom of the bucket. You can put your absorber in here as well. Your bag of peat moss would go in here as well, and you close it up. Not only is it good for using for a toilet, it's also a good chair, a seat for around the campfire. When you chop the firewood, I like to sit on this. Thanks everybody. Just a little insert here, camp life. Now I'm going to be leaving this here in the trailer, so I'm going to put my super absorber in its bucket. I set my bag up. I'm going to put this back in my bathroom, so it'll be here on my next arrival. The peat moss in the bathroom with it, so that after you use the potty bucket, you put a couple more scoops of peat moss in there with the red Solo cup. Keep everything nice and tidy. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. I'm on the road. If I see anything interesting on the way back, I'll stop and shoot it. It'll probably be included on a different video than this one. So, okay everybody, we are packed, double checked and everything. All the doors are locked, everything's been cleaned, everything's packed in the car. Looks like my back door is a little ajar. I better go check that. Okay. All right, no more lights on the dashboard. Put on my seatbelt. So, a successful spring cleaning trip at the camp. Everything is nice and tidy in the cabin and the trailer.
I went through all the food and supplies, cleaned out all the old stuff that's no good anymore. I got rid of a lot of garbage and debris from the last winter camping trip, as well as all the camping gear. The camping gear is right behind me in the back seat. I'm all packed up and ready to rock and roll. That was it. Not a bad trip. If you get a head start this time of year, it's a lot easier later. Next time I come up, I've got to do the full cut and start trimming back some of the bushes, and we're going to take down some small trees over by the new RV camp. Get that started. Thank you again, everybody, for coming along today and spending some time with me at the RV camp. It's nothing spectacular. It's just a little work at the camp. It's a beautiful place to be. I did a little bit of cutting wood. That felt good. All right, we're on the road. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody.